The janitor's son answered his phone, speaking perfect French. In front of a billionaire boardroom, they all laughed, until he revealed why he knew the language and who was on the other end of the call. He wore second-hand shoes, shirt tucked in unevenly, mop in his father's hands. Floor smelled like cheap bleach, but his eyes held fire. Boardroom glass shimmered around him. Billionaires in suits whispered jokes. One pointed. "Janitor's kid, huh?" Another smirked. "Bring us coffee." Laughter rolled like thunder inside. He just stood there quietly, holding his school bag tight, not saying a single word, until his phone buzzed loudly. Everyone in the room stared. He hesitated, then answered calmly. "Bonjour, papa. Oui, je comprends." French, perfect, crisp, fluent French. The room suddenly went silent. Whispers stopped. Jaws slightly dropped. Wait, did he just speak French? He's the janitor's kid, though? No way, that's real French. Someone laughed to break tension. "Hey, you studying in Paris?" He didn't flinch, just listened, then whispered, "Tell him I'm ready." He ended the call softly, eyes now sharper than before. One man finally asked carefully, "Who was that on phone?" The boy finally looked up. "My grandfather, the ambassador of France." Silence fell like a grenade. No one laughed this time. The billionaire leaned forward slowly. "Ambassador? Your grandfather is him?" The boy just nodded once, his hands calm, face unreadable, but tension filled the air. "You mop floors? Yet this? Why hide something like that?" Someone scoffed, trying to laugh. "What, testing us for fun?" He didn't react, just answered quietly. "My father works here honorably. We don't hide, we live. Character isn't defined by salary, or by who pours coffee." Now no one was laughing. The billionaire stood up straight, his smirk slowly fading away. "Who taught you that line?" The boy met his gaze. "My mother, before she died." Whispers behind boardroom walls grew. One man checked his tablet, brows arched. "He's telling the truth." Ambassador Jean-Louis Fournier, his grandson, confirmed. The room's power shifted instantly. "What do you want, son? Money? A job? A test?" He shook his head gently. "I came to watch Dad, to see what dignity means." A woman among them smiled. "You're different. Who's your mentor?" He blinked once, then replied, "Pain, rejection, and long hallways." No one spoke for moments. The billionaire finally chuckled awkwardly. "Well, what now, young man?" He stared down at the mop, then straightened his own collar. "I think you should answer." The billionaire's eyes didn't blink. The boy's words hit hard. "You think I should answer?" The boy just nodded slowly. "Sir, you asked why I'm here, but maybe ask why you are." Gasps echoed across the boardroom. Even his father looked stunned, mop in hand, eyes wide, but proud. More than ever. A short pause. Deep breath. "Well, Malik, you impressed me. I haven't felt this challenged since my first business pitch." Someone whispered to another investor. This kid just flipped the room. Another executive quietly typed notes. They were no longer judging. They were listening and learning. Then one woman stood up, the youngest partner in the firm. She extended her hand out. Ever considered an internship, Malik? He looked over at Dad. Dad shook his head, smiling. You choose, son, not me. Malik took her hand slowly. Only if I can learn. More murmurs. Heads nodding respectfully. From mop to momentum, unbelievable shift. The billionaire finally stood once more. Give his dad a raise. Give this kid a future. He turned to Malik directly. And if you ever pitch, come to me first, all right? Malik grinned for the first time. In French or in English? Laughter filled the boardroom walls. The janitor wiped his eyes, pride pouring through every breath. From shadows to spotlight his son. And all it took was truth. Malik stepped out into sunlight. The sky had cleared completely. The air felt new somehow. Across the street, his father waited, still in his janitor uniform, still holding the lunch bag. Did you speak? He asked. Malik nodded, face glowing proudly. Even when my voice shook. His father smiled, eyes softening. You kept your head high, huh? That's my boy, he whispered. They sat on the curb quietly, sharing silence like old friends do. Malik handed him the notebook. You wrote all that? He asked. Malik nodded. From the heart? His father flipped the pages slowly. Each word was clear, honest, strong. I always knew you'd rise. Just didn't expect it today. Cars passed, life went on. But for them, time slowed. The city noise faded out. Then his father said softly, just promise me one thing, son. Don't become like them, okay? Speak for people not above them. Malik looked him in the eye. I will, he said firm. For people like you? His father blinked, looked away, wiped his eyes without a word. 2 weeks passed, quietly, calmly. Malik returned to his routine. School, work, help at home. But something inside had changed. He stood taller, walked firmer, listened more, spoke with care. One afternoon, as rain returned, he found an envelope waiting, thick paper, no return address. He opened it with trembling hands. Inside was a gold-lettered note. Congratulations, Malik Jennings. You've been selected for internship at the Hamilton Speech Institute. His breath caught. He froze. The world spun in slow motion. It was real. He was in. He ran outside in the rain, laughing like he used to, yelling to no one, yes. His mother stepped onto the porch. What happened? She called out, startled. He held up the letter. Her eyes filled with tears instantly. She pulled him into a hug. Soaking wet, heart bursting, together. You earned this, she whispered. You fought for it all. Malik closed his eyes briefly. He saw that janitor closet, the microphone, his father's face, and the billionaire in the crowd, the one who had laughed. He donated the internship fund. Even he had listened that day. Even he had been changed. 4 years passed like wind. Malik was no longer silent. He now spoke for many. Graduation day arrived with sun. Crowds gathered at the auditorium steps, caps in hand, families cheering. Malik stood backstage, hands steady. He wore a sleek blue suit. His tie matched his mother's dress. The announcer tapped the microphone gently. "And now," she said warmly, "our valedictorian Malik Jennings." Applause, cheers, whistles, then silence. Malik walked to the podium. "Not a stutter?" "Not today." He looked up and smiled. "I used to clean stages." He began, not stand on them. Laughter rippled. Eyes stayed locked. "My voice was once cracked. Now it carries stories forward." He paused, letting it land. "In my silence I learned. In my stutter I listened." He scanned the front row. His mother clutched a tissue. His old principal nodded proudly. In the back, one man stood. Expensive suit. Gray hair, familiar. The same billionaire. Still listening. Malik's voice didn't shake once. He told his story clearly. The shame. The locker insult. The switch. The explosion. The choice. I was told not to speak, but I learned to roar gently. As he finished, the crowd rose. Standing ovation. Students chanted his name. A boy who once stuttered, now moved hearts with silence broken. Later that night he returned to the old empty classroom stage. No lights, just moon through windows. He stood quietly, then whispered, "Thank you, Dad, for everything." A breeze passed. Curtains swayed lightly. No voice replied, but he smiled. Because the world had listened now, and so had he finally.